Hello Internet, this is BreNine. Thanks for tuning in to another TF tutorial. This will be the first entry in our new series, Best and Worst. Today, we will be looking at the DEMOMAN's assorted primary weapons and ranking them in two categories, anti-player and anti-building. To determine the rankings, we will be looking at stats, usability, utility, and enjoyability. The whole 9 drunken yards. Let's go. First off, the stock BreNine launcher. It has no downsides whatsoever, but no upsides either. It's a very solid weapon, but we're going to put it right in the middle and go from there. Next up, the lock and load. This used to be one of the greatest, if not the greatest, launchers. It was amazing. Too amazing. When the gunmetal update came, the lock and load was nerfed pretty hard. Its legendary 20% damage bonus was changed to a mere 20% damage bonus against buildings, crippling the once proud grenade sniper. Its current stats are plus 20% damage versus buildings, 25% faster projectiles, minus 25% mag size, and explosion radius, as well as the infamous bomb shatter on surfaces effect. Basically, it's the anti-NG direct hit. This weapon goes below the stock for anti-player, but above it for anti-building. Next on our list is the loose cannon. This weapon is hilarious, and double donking, like so, is one of my favorite TF2 pastimes. Anyway, its projectiles don't explode on impact. Instead, they deal knockback and impact damage and explodes when their fuse ends. The impact damage allows you to launch players out of your way so you can escape into hazards like sawmill blades or just off of cliffs. Now to pull off a double donk, you have to time your shots so the ball explodes just after impacting a player. The fuse is 1 second by default, but it can be shortened by holding down the fire button. If you hold it too long, the ball will explode in your barrel. This allows for the precise timing needed for double donks, as well as loose cannon jumping, which I may cover in another video. Anyway, in addition to the aforementioned stats, cannonballs move at 25% higher velocity. These stats make these big black balls of war excellent for fighting players, but shit for destroying buildings. As such, they will be placed above the stock for anti-player use, but below it for anti-building. Up next, the base jumper. Now, it's clear this weapon was really designed for the soldier, but it can be a lot of fun for the demo as well. There are two ways to use this one. First, you can blast jump up and then rain sticky spam on your enemies. This can be useful for getting a new and improved angle on enemies and sentry nests. Second, and far superior, is a style I like to call the amazing flying fucktard. This is when you take the base jumper, the sticky jumper, and the Scotsman's skull cutter, launch into the air, and then drop down right behind them like...
Surprise, motherfucker!
Why the skull cutter? Because the movement speed doesn't affect you in the air, so it basically gives you a free damage buff without slowing you down. It's also great for getting the drop on enemies who would never expect anyone to do something so stupid. Will you die a lot? Yes! But it's just so much fun. You know, just watch out for buildings. Drift over a sentry nest and you'll fall faster than Congress's approval rating. Anyway, this weapon will go just barely under the stock for anti-player, but it will go above the lock and load. For anti-building, it'll go below the stock, but its sticky raining abilities place it above the loose cannon. Next up, the super shoes, aka the Alibaba's Wee Booties and the bootlegger. These identical weapons raise your max health by 25 points, give you 200% more turn and control while charging, grant you 25% of your charge meter on kill, and give you a perpetual speed boost of 10%. They enable the DEMOMAN playstyle, which is great for making targeted strikes to eliminate high value targets, then either immediately turning on another player or running the hell away. The extra health is invaluable in these situations. The turning control is extremely useful, and the move speed not only allows for faster travel, it also increases the damage of your shield bash. This weapon goes just below the loose cannon for anti-player, but as it's utterly useless for fighting sentries, I can say with confidence that it will remain at the bottom of the anti-building list. Last but not least is one of the demo's most underused weapons, the Iron Bomber. This weapon has a 15% smaller blast radius, with the bonus that the grenades have very little bounce and roll. This weapon's actually pretty great. It's excellent for defending points because the grenades will land on the point and not just roll off if they don't collide with anyone. It's also great for sentry hunting because you can shoot a wall next to the sentry and regardless of the angle, it'll fall right down and land by the gun. It's great for taking down pursuers because you can fire a grenade on the ground and just lead them and it'll explode right as they reach them. And yeah, all told, this weapon is gonna have to go below the booties for anti-player use, but its wall drop abilities leave it second only to the lock and load for anti-building use. For an excellent all-purpose grenade launcher, look no further than the Iron Bomber. So there you have it, our picks for the top DEMOMAN weapons. Agree? Disagree? Let us know in the comments. We try to post every week, so subscribe for even more great content. BreNine out.